How many of you parents you are investing your hard-earned money for your children, but you fail to understand that if you don't teach your children about how this investing works or how this money should be taught, it is a very big mistake. How many of you parents you get extremely excited when you see A plus grades or very good marks when your child scores them, but you fail to understand that apart from grades as well, there is a next part of life which, when it comes to money, it will surely be important. Hi, this is Anirudh Bellare here. Welcome to the 33rd video of Your Best Financial Life. In this video, I will be addressing this question whereby if parents they do not teach their children about how the money is very important, then do you know what? The child will eventually do well in life, but when it comes to finances, they may not be a very good financial manager for their own personal money life. And I don't want this for you. And that is the sole reason I have come out here on a Wednesday and a Sunday so that this video can reach you. Let's move on to the first and most important point. See, understand parents. Now also one more thing. I am right now not a parent. But do you know what? Do I have your permission? Thank you. I will go on with this point number 1 over here. See, when I was a child, I used to get decent grades in my school and colleges. But do you know what? With time, the moment I left college, I came to know now there is no more grading system. There is nothing more. It's going to be office life or business life. And that's where your cash flow, your money is going to be extremely crucial. And I regretted that I did not know anything about money. The M letter in money, I didn't know. And I don't want this thing which happened with me to happen with you. And that is the sole reason I'm out here with this video. And the first point over here, see, understand money should be earned. And I know it's a very normal point, right? Money should be earned. But what do I mean by this? See, money is nothing but energy plus value. Now, what is this energy plus value over here? Energy is something which gets exchanged between two people. Now, why does energy get exchanged? See, right now, if you are watching this video of mine explaining this concept to you, you are exchanging your time energy with my knowledge and information energy. As a result, I am serving a particular type of value to you. Now see, this is just a different example. Coming to the parents and children example over here. See, parents, you need to emphasize this concept on how value giving is very important in today's day, because understand, whether it comes to any corporate environment or business environment, it is that individual's value or skill which is given mass importance when it comes to earning that amount of money. See, till a point of life, when children ask their parents, Mummy, Papa, I need this much amount of money. Mummy, Papa will always obviously give that amount of money. But once the child is 18 plus, and he or she sees their peers starting to earn money in whatever way, that's when the child's head, the thinking starts to evolve. Like, till 18 years, I was not exposed to money. This type of thought could come. But right now, what are the different ways by which I can earn money? So the self-asking questions will eventually start coming to the child by the age of 18. But parents also understand this. If you teach your children about value giving, energy exchange, and how money makes money from an early age, whether it's a compounding process or whether it's negotiation skills, it becomes extremely crucial, because once that habit is formed in your child, when the child grows to 18 plus, it will be an absolute amazing thing for your child, because they will be doing something which is extraordinarily well, which not a lot of children know when they reach the age of 18. And that is why I'm emphasizing this point for you. That's why teaching this concept is extremely important for you parents. And also remember, when I become a parent, I will also ensure that I will teach this point. And remember, it's not necessary you use this point, but it is a type of awareness and knowledge with information which will be perfect for you. Let's move on to the second point. Now, the second point over here is nothing but you save before you spend. Now, what is this save before you spend? Save before spend. See, personally, when I had reached 18 years of age, I had got this type of mindset from my parents that, remember, Anirudh, if suppose I'm giving you 1,000 rupee note, 1,000 rupee note, always remember, this 1,000 over here should have bifurcations, whereby one portion of your 1,000 rupees should go to this particular amount, this particular amount, this particular amount, and this. Now, what is this over here? Either it can be different bank accounts or different aspects of your life, whether you need it for your personal living, whether you need it for buying a particular thing which you always admired, or whether it's your investments. Because understand, if you deal with small money, see, 1,000 rupees is huge. But right now, with this aspect, that 1,000 rupees is small over here compared to something like a 10,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees. If you learn to deal with this 1,000 rupees, the day the child earns a salary of, say, example, 2 lakh rupees per month, that same mindset on how the bifurcation can be done of 2 lakh becomes very important. And that is why, parents, I'm addressing this point to you. Because see, any normal human being will obviously take a 1,000 rupees note and either spend it on what they want, or they buy stuff on credit card, because of which the next month they have to pay money. See, I'm not telling this is wrong, but this is what usually a lot of people do. And there is nothing special in this. Anyone who gets a 1,000 rupees note can easily spend it. What is so special about it? But do you know what happens when you use this 1,000 rupee concept? It becomes a habit and practice for your brain, which is why I'm emphasizing this point again and again. The bifurcation over here, it creates a system in your brain whereby, you know, once that amount comes to the child is already mentally ready. Yes, this 200 rupees is going here, this is going there. And this is what will separate this particular child's financial life with his or her peers. And this is not a comparison of that particular child with their peers. It is about how the thinking and execution process happens. And that is why this point, save before spending or invest before spending, or knowing what and where you are spending, becomes extremely crucial for your child, especially before he turns 18 years of age. Let's move on to the third point. Now see this point over here. Now what is the meaning of this word debt? Debt is equal to responsibility. Interesting point, right? Now see, how is debt a responsibility? Understand the word debt over here. See, today's day houses, I'm just giving an example. Today's day, if suppose your salary is whatever amount and you need to buy a house which is worth 1 crore, say example 1 crore rupees. Either you have this 1 crore rupees, assuming that you don't have this 1 crore rupees, what will a normal Indian family do? It's pretty obvious. You'll pay one portion to downsizing, not downsizing, down payment. Another portion you'll take it on EMI, easy monthly installments. As a result, you'll pay a percentage basis to the bank. Now, with this coming over here, before this aspect hits your particular child, by the time he's going to buy his or her favorite house in that particular society or that particular state wherever he lives in, that person, I mean the child, must understand how important it is to be responsible when it comes to debt. Because remember, taking money from a bank or a friend is very easy, but repaying that for the next 4 to 5 years along with the interest is the most difficult part. And that is why, whether it's 1,000 rupees debt, how the person trains their mind to pay back this 1,000 rupees will eventually reflect on how that person is going to take a loan on the house to eventually pay it back. Because remember, I always say this point, how you do anything is how you do everything. You would have heard this famous dialogue as well. Now, why do I emphasize this point over here is because whether it's 1,000 rupees, whether it's 1 crore rupees, or whether it's taking care of yourself, your finances, the smallest of thing with accuracy and precision you do it. When the largest of thing comes in your life, with the same accuracy you will do it. And that's why habits become extremely important here. And that is why, parents, I come out with this point saying that whether it's a small debt, like example, the child says, Mummy, Papa, I require 2,000 rupees this month instead of 1,000 rupees. Now, when the mom and dad gives the child 2,000 rupees, it comes with a disclaimer that remember, next month you need to pay me back the 1,000 rupees extra which you took along with the interest. See, this will tune the mind of the child. I mean, it's pretty obvious how will the child earn that 1,000 rupees to pay back to the parents. I'm not telling the child should do that, but at least the child will get an understanding that, you know what, in real life this is what happens. Because remember, the world outside is very different from the world with staying with parents and being in an outside state. And to actually buying your first house or car or whatever, when it comes to finances and money, extremely crucial and very important. And that is why when you start from a small age, it gives you that confidence on how you can take on the big challenges and decision making when it comes to your best financial life, especially for the child who's slowly graduating from college. Let's move on to the fourth point. Now see, this is a kind of a repeated point over here, but there is a reason I'm telling this point here. See, habits is equal to discipline. Now, giving you an example over here, see, when that particular child is growing, the most important thing is what I consider, may not be true for you, but for a child who is growing up, that particular cycle which has 4 wheels, do you know, parents? 2 big wheels and 2 small wheels in that bicycle. Slowly, what happens? The child rides the cycle with 4 wheels. Then 1 wheel is taken off, 3 wheels. Then the 3rd wheel is also removed, now 2 wheels. And then slowly the parent leaves the hand and the child goes on riding the cycle. The child falls, it hurts its leg. But also remember, it comes with a learning. Now that learning is nothing but your habits is equal to discipline. When it comes to your financial life, again mentioning the 1,000 rupees example, how you use that 1,000 rupees or what small finance decisions. Like say example, that particular child's grandmom has given the child say 1,000 rupees, okay, 1,000 rupees, usual example, 3,000 rupees for that child's birthday. Now, because it has become habitual for that child to actually know how to use that money, he can use the bifurcation technique to invest. See, the child cannot invest, but the parents can teach the child on how to do that, even though the child is is at its young age. Now, bifurcation, if not invest, save. One portion to save, one portion for buying the needs, one portion for buying wants, one portion for charity or whatever. I mean, the child doesn't have to do charity. You say invest only. That itself is enough. Now, from 1,000 rupees, which I took as the earlier example, to this 3,000 rupees, whereby the grandmom has given the child a gift. That's how habitual patterns are created in your brain, which becomes extremely important when it comes to discipline. And slowly, these habits will eventually make the child self sufficient when it comes to finances, especially when the child is going to take the most important financial decision of his life, whether it's going to be the house, car, or whatever vehicle. That is why parents, I emphasize this point again and again for you. The next point over here is always remember, see, money is also a type of responsibility over here. And when it comes to your budgeting or planning, it becomes all the more important. Now, plan plus budget. Now, see, suppose this is a note of whatever amount. This is a note. If there is no purpose of this 1,000 rupees, that why am I either saving, using it for my needs, wants, or whatever I do with this fourth bank account, whatever. If there is no goal, that you know what, usually when people earn money, there is no reason. No reason as in, okay, money is coming into the bank account, it's going out. But if there is a sole purpose that yes, after 5 years, I want to buy this luxury car, even if it doesn't happen after 5 years, that thought which you had 5 years ago will help you to at least reach to some level. If this car is supposed say 1 crore, and within 5 years, that particular child who has grown and who has started earning is able to accumulate half of this 50 crore. See, not 50 crore, I'm extremely sorry, 50 lakhs. He's not able to get the 1 crore, but at least because of this thought and mindset, he has got 50 lakhs with his investment saving or whatever salary or different sources of income. At least the process has started. That is the sole idea of plan plus budgeting. See, I'll tell you a very ancient method which my parents used to follow. You could follow it, you could not follow it. All depends on you. You take a book, a A4 sized paper which is fit into a book, that is basically an unruled book, and you stick a picture of whatever you are aspiring in the next 5 or 10 years, whether it's a vacation, whether it's what, marriage, okay, whether it's car, whether it's house or whatever. Just stick a picture and you write down, this is what I will be achieving in the next 5 to 10 years. See, whether it comes true or not, at least that affirmation is there. That affirmation can be, I am achieving this. That is, you are doing it in the present tense, which is making your future self happy by also satisfying your present self. And this is a very important affirmation you can actually write in notebooks. Because once you see something, it is always a reminder for your brain that why you need to save or invest that amount of money, which will help you actually get your desired goals. Even if it doesn't happen, the process has started. The process is more important than results. That is why every step while climbing a mountain or whatever to reach that particular top becomes extremely crucial. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of knowledge, insight, and information. Now remember, parents, you may choose to, you may not choose to teach all of this to your children. It is completely fine. But as a reminder, if at least one point has made sense, you can do share a lot of affection with me in the comment section. Thank you so much once again. And if you did like this video, you can do share it with a lot of friends and also subscribe to this channel, whereby it is a type of motivation for me to come out with such videos only for you, because I want you to be the best version of yourself. Right now, the concept in this video is for children. Children as in for parents to teach their children. But in upcoming videos, whether it's your planning in finances, your budgeting, or whatever topic I'll be taking, it is solely with your interest. I don't have anything to win or lose over here. It is solely value for you because I want to see you succeed in your best financial life. Thank you so much once again.